Hello and welcome back. So the video is finally here after, reviewing the other two and all my rants about it. It's finally here. Review of the Mockingjay, book 3 of the Hunger Games series by Suzanne Collins. It's finally happening. I've been waiting for this so long. I've just wanted to review this just so I can get it out of my room into like the bookcase upstairs because I don't even want to look at this book. Like, that's how much I just like it. So there will be a non-spoiler part and then a spoiler part later on in the video, and I'll let you know what that is. I don't even know where to begin. Let's just jump right into this. Okay, so this book opens, I think, directly after Catching Fire. I'm not sure. It might have been like a month or two. So she's in District 13, a district that was thought to be destroyed, but isn't, shockingly. They live underground, and they're military. They have weapons and planes and other stuff, and yet they've been sitting there for years, letting the people suffer. I didn't really like that. I thought it would have been cooler if there was really no safe haven for them to go to. If there was no, District 13, maybe they have to go back to, the, one of the districts and then hide out there, or maybe they try to escape into the wilderness. I just didn't like the fact that there was like this whole like backup group waiting for Katniss and like, we support you, you're the Mockingjay and all that. Like, I felt like it would have been more powerful if it was the people originally and there wasn't already a group that was forcing the other districts essentially to be a part of it. I felt like it would have been more natural if the people from the districts, saw it happen on TV and was like, oh, let's revolt, I felt like that would have been more pure than District 13 coming in with like bazookas and like airplanes and stuff and like fighting. I don't know. The premise for the book I didn't particularly like. The setting for the book I didn't particularly like. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. There isn't a whole lot in this book that I like. It's just not good. I just didn't like it. I think my biggest problem with this book is that nothing, like, I don't even know how to describe it. Like I don't even think more than half of this book, like, nothing happens, I don't think. I don't even know. It's literally just her being told to go in front of a camera and say a pre-written script. That's not exciting. Like the other two books, they were exciting. They were forced into an arena. They had to fight. And this one, she's just in front of a camera going, rise with me, the Mockingjay. So yeah, I didn't like that setting. I thought I thought it would be better if she was in, the wilderness or somewhere and she was, doing it herself instead of just being televised. Oh, another thing, I don't like her even more in this book than I liked her in like the other two books. Shocker, I know. Like, I didn't even like the movies. Like, either the movies I didn't like. I was dragged to them. I just didn't like them. I think I fell asleep during them. It just wasn't doing it for me. But she doesn't want to be the Mockingjay. Like she's like, can't you just find like someone else and let all these people like die or something? And she doesn't want to do it. She doesn't want to be the Mockingjay. But in book 2, it was kind of led to believe that she was kind of ready to accept that. Like, at first she didn't like it, but I think there was a moment in time when she was like, no, these people, they need me. Look what I'm doing. They're revolting. And this one, she like completely tries to abandon it. And I'm just like, honey, this isn't about you. Like, I'm sorry, but like, even if you don't want to do it, suck it up and do it because the districts need you. So yeah, I didn't like that aspect. Poor Peeta. Oh my goodness. So Peeta, at the end of the other book, he was captured and imprisoned, and yeah, he's tortured in the Capitol. This isn't a spoiler. It kind of happens later in the book, but it's still not a spoiler. So they managed to get Peeta back, and like he's completely like crazy. Because they've tortured him so much. They changed like his thoughts of Katniss, so he thinks that she's like this terrible person, and it's not his fault at all. Like this boy is like clearly in pain. Joanna was tortured too, and Katniss gets mad at him. Like Katniss literally has the decency to get mad at this boy who's been tortured for months. Like saved District 13 by warning them about a strike on like TV, and then got tortured more because of that. And yet she has the audacity to be mad at him and like not want to talk to him. Like when he starts to get better, she's like, I don't want to talk to you because you tried to kill me. Because you were forced to think that way by the Capitol. Like I just didn't like that aspect of it. It was just I wish that she would have tried to like talk to him like you know, normal. They do that later in scene or later in the book, and it's done well. I wish that she would have tried to do that like in the thing and be like, no, this is what's going on, you know, all that kind of stuff. But she doesn't. She like ignores him. Like when he's finally allowed to be up and out of like his hospital bed, I guess. It's like she ignores him. She doesn't like. It's just wrong. It's like so wrong, and I don't like her because of that. Like she spends the first part of this book worrying about him and being like, we need to get him back. We need to get him back. And then once he's back, she's like, no. Like it just didn't make any sense, and I didn't like it. And the love triangle, it's even worse. The love triangle in this book is even worse. I don't know how, but it is. So in this book, she toys with them even more. Gale and Peeta, she just toys with them. Like she keeps on going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. She's not getting any of them any straight answers, and they still like chase her. It doesn't make any sense. Like I wish that she would have just chosen, or if she didn't know who she wanted, that she would have said, I don't know. But instead she's like, I love you. I love you. Well, no, wait, I don't like you. I like him. Wait, no, I don't like you. I like him. Like, just say, listen, I don't know. I'm trying to work things out. I can't be in a relationship right now. I'm sorry. That's literally all it would have taken to fix this stupid thing. But no, we don't get that, do we? We don't. We get unnecessary drama in a war involving teenagers that like each other. So, Coin. I don't like Coin in this book. I don't understand, and Coin is the president of District 13, I don't understand why there needs to be another antagonist, excuse me. Snow and the Capitol were a big enough threat, a big enough antagonist to mean something. They had been built up in book 1 and book 2 as this huge threat, and it was good. It was a big looming threat with all this power. You know, the people literally watched teenagers murder one another for entertainment. Like that was a good threat. Like it was good, and yet we feel the need to bring in another threat in District 13 that's supposed to be supporting her, Katniss, as Coin. Like, I didn't like Coin. It was just stupid. It was so stupid. I don't understand why we needed essentially 3 antagonists in this book, all against Katniss. Like the people that she was supposed to be fighting with, like she couldn't even trust, which made District 13 make little to no sense either. It's like, why would you build up this thing only to have, you know, A, Katniss not do anything in it, right? And then B, have the organization that's been literally trying to get Katniss and Peeta out of the games this entire time turn against Katniss and Peeta. It didn't make any sense to me. I don't understand why Coin needed to be an antagonist. I just didn't get it. And while we're on the subject of District 13, let's talk about that too. They were, what, in a nuke district or something like that? I think they were like, they delved in like that kind of stuff. And they have all this weaponry, all this other stuff. They don't help a single district. Like, until like it's essentially too late. Like, District 12 literally gets bombed out of existence. And they don't feel the need to send planes over there to fight the Capitol until like they have Katniss and everyone else. I just don't get why they waited so long to help, and like they tried to like explain it and say like, oh, there was a deal, that's why the Capitol never did it, or like that's why the Capitol didn't attack us, that's why we didn't attack them. But I'm like, you've known about this uprising for a while now. Why not strike while the iron's hot? And now these people are literally being like suppressed. Hospitals are literally being blown up, and that's when you decide to take a move when thousands of people are dying? Like, I just didn't get the timing of District 13. I didn't like District 13. If there was going to be a District 13 included, and of course I can't, I'm not the author, it's not my choice, but I would have liked District 13 to be not as high tech. Like, maybe if they were there, they're working with like the bare minimum. Like, they don't have all this tech that could have been helping. Like, they're literally like just as far off as the other districts. Like, I felt like that would have been better than having like this advanced civilization underneath the ground that's just been sitting there for a while. I just didn't like it. I just didn't like it. There's not really anything else that I can think of to talk about that doesn't involve spoilers. So if you want to read this book or you don't want it to be spoiled or anything, then bye, I'll see you in the next video. But if you do want to hear my thoughts and opinions on this book completely, hello. I don't even know where to begin for this. Okay, the deaths in this book were meaningless. Like, they just happened like that. Like, even main characters like Finnick, like Finnick was one of my mains. Like, I loved Finnick. And yet when he died, I literally didn't feel anything for him because Katniss didn't feel anything for him. Like, it's literally just glossed over. I think she spends like maybe a sentence or two, like, he was dead. Like, there was no connection. There was no like her like screaming or her trying to help it. It was just like, no, he's climbing a ladder, boom, decapitated. Like, and that's how like most of the deaths are in this movie or in this book. It's literally just like one death after the other. There's no pause. There's no break between them. They just happen, and you don't feel anything. You're just like, oh, that kind of sucks. Which sucks because I wanted to feel for these characters, especially her team. I wanted to feel for them. And she Suzanne Collins kind of like goes through and gives them, personalities and other stuff like that. But then when they die, they're just glossed over. I'm like, why would you build up a character just to like right over it? That I'm not gonna feel anything. Like, you gotta spend time like thinking about it or like something, or like, have Katniss do something or like think about it. I don't know. The deaths just didn't mean anything in this book. Like, they weren't proactive or anything. Like, I didn't even know how to explain it. They just weren't proper deaths. Like, when someone dies, I want to feel for that person, like if something happens to them, I want to be like gripping the edge of my seat and going like, oh my goodness. But that didn't happen. I was just like, okay, next chapter, let's get into it. Great. So the Capitol was defeated really easily, like too easily, and we don't even get to see it happen. Like, this entire book is kind of building up. We're gonna attack the Capitol, we're gonna destroy the Capitol, and we don't even get to see it happen. Like, Katniss, like, something happens to her. I think there's an explosion, that took out Prim. Again, there's no emotion for Prim, her sister. So she was in an explosion, and she recovers, and she wakes up, and they're like, we took the Capitol. Like, all that build up for literally just like that, and it's not even like towards the end of the book. I think it's like we took the capital. And there's still like a lot more to get through of this book, like after they do that. But that should have been towards the end, but no, we completely glossed over everything that these 3 books have been building up to. We don't get the satisfaction of seeing the capital being taken. We just get to hear about it. Just like everything else in this book, we just hear about it. We don't see Katniss like really actually fight, and when she does, it's against orders, right? So it's just like not there. It's not there. Oh, okay. So President Snow is captured, right? And he's really sick because of poison. And this is a point that I didn't bring up in the non-spoiler because this is kind of a spoiler because Finnick, and again, this is another excellent character development that could have been brought in later after he died. When Katniss was talking to him, she could have brought up Finnick and what he said. So basically what Finnick said on national television was that President Snow would take the most like valued victors, and he would essentially like sell them, like sell their body to people who are willing to pay, right? And Finnick, instead of taking money or other stuff, he took secrets. That was what he wanted from those people. And so he told everyone that President Snow like poisoned everyone who, you know, almost came to power before him. And that's how he stayed, but he also got poisoned. And so he's sick, and that's why he smells like roses and blood, because he's trying to like, you know, with the roses, he's trying to mask the smell of blood. I thought that was really cool. I thought that was really neat. It could have been played out differently when Katniss meets Snow once he's in prison, but it doesn't, not that I remember. So Snow is just there. He's good. He's threatening. He's calm. You know, I like that their scenes together. And then he's gonna be executed. And Katniss shoots Coin instead. Again, I don't like Coin. I could care less. And there's an uprising, and Snow is killed somehow. It doesn't really go into it. So Katniss again, I think, wakes up in like District 12. One of the districts she wakes up in, and Peeta is with her, and that's how it's decided that they were meant to be, because Gale is off in another district training and fighting. So she's like, well, Peeta's the only one that I have, so he's the only one that I can choose. And that's how it ends. Didn't like it. I didn't like it. It was so poorly done, that ending, because like she doesn't even choose. It gets chosen for her. Like there's never a point where she has to make that tough decision that these books have been building up to. It's literally just Gale is in another district. Peeta is here with me. I choose Peeta because I can't have Gale. It was, there was no like hard decision. It was like made for her, like every other decision in this book. Like she barely gets to make her own decisions. Everything is literally made for her, like everything that she does, which is super annoying. I didn't like it. Made her seem like a passive character. It's made clear in the first 2 books that she's extremely smart and quick on her feet. This book doesn't showcase that, because she's knocked out half the time, drugged up because of pain half the time, depressed half the time, or she's just like, people just tell her what to do and she does it. Character development. I just thought this is a really like bad ending to a pretty average, you know, good series. I just didn't like this book, and I really don't want to read of Songbirds and Snakes, ? The prequel that follows Snow. No, I still haven't taken the time to actually get to know the name of the book, because I don't care. Like, with the other 2, I was like, okay, maybe I will read it. But then this one came along, like, no, there's no chance that I'm ever... I just don't want to get back into this. Like, maybe that one's good. But I felt like a book over Finnick or Haymitch or maybe even Peeta would have been better than President Snow, because we know everything. He poisoned people. Rose to power. That's it, I guess. I mean, like, I just didn't like this book. It just didn't do anything for me. It like, even the wrap-up of this, it was just bad. I didn't like it, and I wish that, like, it would have been done differently. I wish this book had been done differently. I'm really not trying to be mean here, because I get it. Like, she worked hard to write this book, and you do have to appreciate that, what she's been able to do with this series. Like, my goodness, you got movie deals and like all this like other stuff. Like good for you. Like, I'm happy for you, honestly. But this book is just, it's just not there. I don't know what happened, because the other two were so solid and so like simplistic and easy to grasp, and then this one just throws, like, it tries to throw too much at you to where you're just like, which subplot are we on again? Wait, what's going on? Wait, that's a thing? Like, it's hard to keep up. It almost gave me like whiplash, essentially. I just didn't like this book. Like, I just didn't like it. It just didn't do anything for me. I don't think there's one aspect of this book that I liked. I bumped my rating down to 2 stars, but I might bump it down to 1.5 or even 1, because I just don't like it. I don't even know anymore. Like, I don't know. And just like that, that's the end of the review. Kind of depressing, but that's kind of how the book ends. So I'm just giving you that same treatment because I had to suffer, so you're gonna suffer. But yeah, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. They really mean a lot to me. And don't forget to follow me on all my socials, such as Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Those are listed down in the description below. And I'll see you in the next video after I recover from this. Bye!